Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And after yesterday's literal tsunami of Gunpla, we still have some more Gunpla to talk about today. Because on the 28th, the high-grade mass production type Luca custom Zaku has gone up for pre-order on Japanese premium Bandai. It can be yours in March for 2,970 yen, 20 US, but despite being almost twice as expensive as the standard release, it seems to be mostly the same. The colors have now simply been changed to pink and blue, the accessories are still the Zaku machine gun, Zaku bazooka, and Heat Hawk, and it now comes with a different box. The only actual difference is that it now also comes with a limited edition marking sticker sheet, which has like a legally distinct, not Hello Kitty for on the shoulder, and the Give Birth slogan for on the shoulder shield, which was handwritten by the main characters, so that is a cool touch. And related to the Gunpla news is the Tokyo Toy Show 2025, which is held from the 28th to the 31st. On the 28th and the 29th, it was only open for businesses and like industry professionals, and on the 30th and the 31st, it is open to the public. And at the event, Bandai of course also had a Gundam display with like various products from Gundam and also a high-grade display. But unfortunately, no new announcements were made here, at least not for the Gunpla. They showed off the high-grade GQuUX Endymion Unit Awakened version, but that was it. For the figures though, they did show off some new things. There's these weird looking things, which I'm sure we'll get more information on in the future, and the Gundam Seed Band Presto Evolve Lacus Klein prize figure. It is slated for a 2026 release, and she's wearing the dress that she wore during several endings and eye catches of Gundam Seed Destiny. What I find funny though is that like the face and the energy that that face is giving off reminds me more of Mir than Lacus, but you be the judge of that. And well, that was pretty much all of the news stuff that I was able to spot during the event. Like, I thought there was one more, being the Robot Spirits Kikaroga, but then when I looked into it, this thing was apparently already on display at the Tamashii Nation store Tokyo. So yeah, for anyone else who missed that, the Kikaroga is apparently getting a Robot Spirits figure soon-ish. And staying with the GQuuuuuX news, on the 26th, the music video for From the Aquarium City was released on YouTube and is linked down below. And it was announced that on January 28th, the GQuuuuuX soundtrack will be releasing on vinyl. This 2 LP set will set you back 9,900 yen, 67 US, and comes with 30 songs in total. Next then, we also got some other merchandise announcements. On September the 5th, Endless Waltz will be shown for 2 weeks in certain Japanese cinemas, and for the occasion, they'll also be selling an acrylic art panel for 3,850 yen, 26 US, a set of mini Shiki for 1,650 yen, 11 US, a set of can badges for 2,200 yen, 15 US, and an endless calendar for 3,300 yen, 22 US. And on top of that, they'll also be selling some Strike G Gundam wing things. And for the people who buy the first or second Gundam Wing Blu-ray box in participating Japanese stores, they will also get a bonus B2 poster. From SD Gundam Gaiden then, the Hero of Lacroan Carddass set will be getting a reprint in December for 5,000 yen, 34 US. The set consists of 42 cards and an 8-page booklet, but is unfortunately limited to Japanese premium Bandai. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, the biggest news was no doubt the release of Super Robot Wars Y. For better or for worse, because looking at the Steam reviews, they've been a bit of a mixed bag. It currently literally stands at a mixed rating, but it's kind of like the specifics of those reviews that are important to look at, because the two main complaints that I've seen about the game are, One, that it doesn't support like 4K resolution, and that two, the UI has been downgraded. So for that first point, I don't think too many people playing Super Robot Wars are going to care too much about not being able to play in 4K. Like, it would be cool if it could, but that's not really going to be the deal breaker now, is it? As for the second point then, the user interface, this is something that I even saw on the positive reviews. They'll be like, I love this, and this, but by God, that user interface is god-awful. But on the flip side, we have a lot of people praising the story, the gameplay, and the increased difficulty, like the increased challenge that the game is offering players. So overall, for people who are fans of Super Robot Wars, this should still be a solid entry. And lo and behold, while editing the video, the rating has gone up to mostly positive, reinforcing my point that the positives should outweigh the negatives. In Gundam Battle Operation 2 then, we also got some big news, because the Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version and the Tall Geese 3 have both become available on the Steam version and on the PlayStation version, marking the first time that non-UC units have become available on the PlayStation version. And then in certain regions, you'll also be able to buy Hiro and Miliardo VR operator packs. In UC Engage then, we got a new clan battle event, an extreme limited unit assembly for the UR Crossbone Gundam X3 and UR Tobia Aranax, and also a trailer for the upcoming crossover UCE Angel Halo 3 story. And it features Yona Basta helping out the League Militaire in their final battle against the Angel Halo. And finally, in SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, they announced that on the 31st, the map event Volume 2 will go live, as well as a new gacha for the UR Cubile, Double Zeta Gundam version EX version, Antamon Khan, and the UR Full Armor Double Zeta Gundam EX version and Judo Ashita. In other news then, GQuuuuuX Beginning and Gundam Seed Freedom have become available on Anna's In-Flight Entertainment, and we got some more Gundam Manholes, this time in Hiraizumi in the Iwate Prefecture. We've got the RX-782 Gundam in front of the Myryoko-in Temple, and the Zagok mass production type in front of the Motsuji Temple. As for things you could get this week then, we started on the 25th with the first lineup of Gundam Superior Define. Although personally, I'm simply calling this line SD Gundam Artifact, because these are mini SD Gundam kits that are super detailed, come in a pale orange resiny color scheme, and have a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. So basically exactly like Gundam Artifact, but in SD form. And the only actual difference is that these SD kits also come with a random sticker. So for 550 yen a pop, for US, you could go for the Wing Zero Endless Waltz version, the Musha Seita Gundam Kirinji Special, the God Gundam, the TR6 Wound Ward, and the Hyaku. And you could build these kits while eating the renewed version of Gundam Poteco. The flavor is black pepper, and each box also comes with one of 25 random stickers, featuring mobile suits from Zeta Gundam. And if you get the winning sticker, you'll also get a special Gundam Poteco sticker file. On the 27th then, the GQuuuuuX soundtrack was released in two different versions. There is the regular version for 3,850 yen, 26 US, and comes with 2 CDs. Or you could go for the first limited edition for 5,390 yen, 37 US, which includes an extra CD with songs that weren't used in the anime. And then just today, we got two very nice looking action figures. First up, the Metal Robot Spirits GQuuuuX. It goes for 22,000 yen, 150 US, and comes with pretty much everything you'd want from a GQuuuuuX figure. We've got its regular accessories, like a beam rifle, 2 beam sabers, a shield, and the Tomonosuke Heat Hawk, and we've also got the effect parts for the unlocked Omega Psychomu and the Endymion unit Awakened, plus a customized action base to put it on. And then in terms of gimmicks, it comes with die-cast parts, metallic paint, and an opening mouth, because it's of course totally not an Evangelion. And our second figure was the potentially even more striking Robot Spirits Hyaku Shiki. It goes for 16,500 yen, 112 US, and the first thing that you're gonna notice about this thing is its really nice golden color scheme. But of course, it also comes with some very nice accessories on top of that. We've got a bunch of hand options, 2 thruster effect parts, a clay bazooka, a beam rifle with firing effect part, 2 beam sabers with 2 regular beam saber effect parts and a slashing beam saber effect part, and 4 different eye options to like replicate the various states that we see them in the anime. We've got red eyes, red scanning lines, blue scanning lines, and just straight up black. And for some extra play value, if you've got the Robot Spirits Hyzak, the Hyaku Shiki can also use that thing's shield. For this week's reading material then, we got a lot. Like a lot. I don't think I've seen this much Gundam-related literature since I started doing Gundam news. So there was the October issue of Hobby Japan, featuring Jurassic World and Gunpla's 45-year-long history, the October issue of Smart, which includes a Perfect Grade Unleashed New Gundam tote bag, the October issue of Model Graphics, featuring the Cluster Gundam and the Gun Cannon, the August 30th issue of Diamond Weekly, featuring a behind-the-scenes look at GQuuuuuX, the SD Gundam Ultimate Modeling Guide, featuring a bunch of SD Gundams, going from like Musha Gundams to regular mobile suits. There was the October issue of Shonen Sunday Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized, the September issue of Grand Jump Mucha, in which Gundam Rust Horizon is being serialized, the October issue of Gundam Ace, in which a bunch of Gundam series are being serialized. There was the Kazuki Yone art book, which also features art from Gundam Seed, and we also got a bunch of manga releases as well. For regular manga, we got the 22nd volume of Gundam Aggressor, Volume 1 and 2 of Gundam Wing Remaster Edition, Gundam Wing Endless Waltz Remaster Edition, and Volume 26 of Gundam Thunderbolt, which you could also get as a limited edition with a little art book. And just like they announced that the serialization of Gundam Thunderbolt is coming to a close soon, they now also announced that there's only 2 more manga volumes to come. So volume 28 will be the final volume. Slightly more special mangas then were the first and second volumes of Gunlander, which were re-released as special editions through Fukkon. And these new versions come complete with extra stuff and corrections, so they're like the definitive editions of those mangas. Online then, you could check out the 28th chapter of the Battle Tales of Flanagan Boone and chapter 3-2 of Witch from Mercury Youth Frontier, both of which are linked down below. And finally then, both volumes of the 24-year-old office lady reincarnated as Cassilia light novels were also released. But our 24-year-old office lady isn't just reincarnated into the, usual Cassilia that we all know and love to see headshotted, but a 13-year-old Moe version of Cassilia. So that's gonna take some getting used to. For this week's apparel news then, Bankure kicked things off on the 27th with pre-orders for a bunch of GQuuuuX related items. For 1,650 yen, 11 US, you can get a Horo mirror. For 4,400 yen, 30 US, a black or white t-shirt featuring a famous scene with Machu, Shuji, and Yan. For 3,300 yen, 22 US, you can get that same scene on a tote bag. Or for 3,850 yen, 26 US, you can get a pair of GQuuuuX themed boxers. There's the GQuuuuX itself, the G-Fred, the Red Gundam, or the White Gundam. And one day later, you could gacha for these Gundam Wing face hair ties. One pull will set you back 880 yen, 6 US, and you could get Hiro, Duo, Troa, Katra, Wufei, Relina, Zex, Trace, Noin, or Lady Un. All of which will be shipping out in November, just like that aforementioned GQuuuuX stuff. Already shipping out in October then are these 0080 acrylic stands. You can get the members of the Cyclops team, Al or Chris, as a big acrylic stand for 2,750 yen 19 US, or as a standard acrylic stand for 1,320 yen 9 US. And alongside them, you could also get this black or white camphor t-shirt for 4,400 yen 30 US. Meanwhile, over at Strict G, they also kicked things off with a GQuuuuuX collection, but this one was in collaboration with The Kiss. For 13,200 yen, 90 US, you can get a silver ring styled after Machu, Nyan, Shuji, Shalia, or Char, with each ring featuring one of their distinctive items or emblems, and then 2 gems in their signature colors. And all of these will become available in physical Strict G stores on December the 20th. So perfect for Christmas. Already available on August the 30th then, or, today, is this Gundam Wing and Gundam Wing Endless Waltz Strict G Fab Collection. For 6,380 yen, 43 US, you can get a t-shirt with the Dead Side Hell, the Wing Zero, or the Wing Zero Endless Waltz version, with all of those designs being slightly worn and faded to give them a casual, used look. And on September the 6th, you can get a Gundam or Char Zaku thermo mug for 5,500 yen, 37 US, or a Gundam or Char Zaku rayon embroidered shirt for 13,200 yen, 90 US. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.